Which of the following best describes the concept of serverless computing? A serverless computing eliminates the need for servers entirely. B. Serverless computing allows developers to run code without provisioning or managing servers. C. Serverless computing requires manual scaling of resources. D. Serverless computing is a type of on-premises infrastructure. The correct answer is B. Serverless computing allows developers to run code without provisioning or managing servers. Serverless computing allows developers to run code without provisioning or managing servers. It abstracts the underlying infrastructure, enabling developers to focus on writing code. The other options are incorrect because serverless computing does not eliminate servers, does not require manual scaling, and is not an on-premises solution. In a serverless architecture, how is scaling typically handled? A scaling is managed manually by the development team. B. Scaling is handled automatically based on demand. C. Scaling is not required in serverless architectures. D. Scaling is managed through physical hardware upgrades. The correct answer is B. Scaling is handled automatically based on demand. In a serverless architecture, scaling is handled automatically based on demand. This allows applications to handle varying loads without manual intervention. The other options are incorrect because manual scaling, no scaling, and physical hardware upgrades are not characteristics of serverless architectures. Which of the following is a common use case for serverless computing? Running a virtual machine for a database server. B. Hosting a static website. C. Executing event-driven functions in response to HTTP requests. D. Managing a large-scale data warehouse. The correct answer is C. Executing event-driven functions in response to HTTP requests. Executing event-driven functions in response to HTTP requests is a common use case for serverless computing. Serverless is ideal for scenarios where code execution is triggered by events. The other options are incorrect because running virtual machines, hosting static websites, and managing data warehouses are not typical use cases for serverless computing. What is a key benefit of using serverless computing for developers? Developers have full control over the underlying hardware. B. Developers can focus on writing code without worrying about infrastructure management. C. Developers need to manage server uptime and maintenance. D. Developers must provision and configure servers manually. The correct answer is B. Developers can focus on writing code without worrying about infrastructure management. A key benefit of using serverless computing is that developers can focus on writing code without worrying about infrastructure management. The other options are incorrect because serverless computing abstracts the underlying hardware, does not require managing server uptime, and does not involve manual server provisioning. Which of the following statements is true about the cost model of serverless computing? Costs are based on the number of servers provisioned. B. Costs are based on the amount of code written. C. Costs are based on the actual usage of resources. D. Costs are fixed regardless of usage. The correct answer is C. Costs are based on the actual usage of resources. The cost model of serverless computing is based on the actual usage of resources. This means you only pay for what you use, making it cost-effective for variable workloads. The other options are incorrect because costs are not based on the number of servers, the amount of code, or fixed regardless of usage. A company wants to deploy a serverless application that processes images uploaded by users. Which Azure service would be most appropriate for this task? Azure Virtual Machines. B. Azure Functions. C. Azure SQL Database. D. Azure Kubernetes Service. The correct answer is B. Azure Functions. Azure Functions is the most appropriate service for deploying a serverless application that processes images uploaded by users. It allows you to run event-driven code without managing infrastructure. The other options are incorrect because Azure Virtual Machines, Azure SQL Database, and Azure Kubernetes Service are not serverless solutions.